We are officially playing the game. I'm looking out the wrong window here. Alright, I'm going to load up this stuff, and then we're moving the landing over that way. Evan, I think, is beside me? Yes. So we're going to go move the entire landing, both machines, over to where those gentlemen are unloading, or bunching. And then all materials going right there. Massive single landing.
I seem to have quite a bad problem. I can't exit any vehicles, and I think it's one of the decoration packs that I've downloaded, one of the mods, of which there are 54.
Oh? What's that? A decoration pack, you said?
There's loads of them. There's decoration packs. There's loads of stuff that I downloaded, and one of them has caused this issue.
Oh.
What's that, Maverick?
Am I pointing the wood towards you? I'm over in the red LTEC here.
I'm not sure.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I'm pointing toward the road anyway.
Oh, jeez.
Or of course I could press the right key. That would work as well.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, you got it. It's savable. Yeah. There you go.
Cool, there we go.
I almost cried.
Yeah, don't push the wrong button. That's not going to be a good time.
Definitely not.
Oh, that one's just going to be a little haywire here. If I can pull that out of there. Come here. Come hither. Come hither, friend. There you go. Oops, got stuck in my grapple now. Uh-oh. We have a situation here.
What's the weather been up like there, FDR? Nice and sunny and warm?
It is, yeah, not too bad. A little chilly in the mornings. I've been out.
Is the snow level going down fast, or? I know some places we got
actually,
grass
we got a whole
growing.
bunch here now. Last 2 days it snowed like a mother. And then it's probably melting now. It's probably warm out there. I was at the mill scaling with my wife there for the last few days. So,
ooh,
and the weather was it was all right. Like I said, a little chilly in the mornings, but by the afternoon it was really warm. So it was good.
What mill was that? Are they curtailed any of their?
West Fraser, yeah, PAR.
Oh, are they still working full time, or?
Yeah. Canfor I think is curtailing down to no working, and then the PAR is kind of picking up the slack a bit too. So, but I think we're.
Oh, so you're like
you're
like Lower Mainland-ish then.
I'm upper north. Like, we're called the interior, northern interior, I think is our official term up here. You can just take that load, screw it. I'll just
we're
stuff
central
over.
interior.
Right.
So.
Central interior, yeah. You're central. We're coastal, northern, whatever the hell we are.
Huh. Oh, there's a bunch of other BC boys in here.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Maverick's about what? You're 6 hours ish away from where I am.
Yeah.
And then Victor, he's down in Victoria, so he's not that far away.
That's not creepy at all.
Right?
About 5 hours from me.
Small world.
Not counting a ferry ride.
Not counting a ferry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Another Victoria boy, eh?
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
There's too many people in Victoria. You guys will never see each other.
Honestly, yeah.
So I said Vancouver. This other friend of mine was just like, oh, I live in Vancouver. I'm like, yeah, I'll never see you. Unless we meet up. Yeah, it's never going to happen. There's too many people. Although we went down there once. Oh, sorry.
I made her through your town 7 days in a row. Just couldn't get the timing right.
No, right? Yeah.
I didn't think you'd want a phone call at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Oh, I was probably working. I never stopped.
I know. I know you were.
I'm like you. I just never quit working. Never ends. One day I will. One day I'll retire or die or something, and then I won't be able to work anymore.
I think at the time I had
whichever happens first.
About a 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock window to catch it. At the time. And I'd get up to my place in Kitimat in the early afternoon and be going, all right, all I gotta do is get back to Smithers. 4.5 hours, I'll be there. Oh no, you got a backhaul now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Not get out of there till 6 o'clock, so of course.
Yeah, you were that's when you were doing that. What were you hauling, the pipe stuff or something, or like cement things or something?
Yeah, concrete ducting or piping of some kind, big stuff, like to make culverts or man walk or stuff.
And was that for Alcam?
That was for whoever's up near Alcan.
LNG or one of those probably.
With propane.
Oh, the propane guys there, yeah.
Yeah. Huge plant.
That's crazy.
Huge plant.
Honestly, Evan, you don't even have to delimb those little ones if you really don't want to. I could probably just throw those on a truck and say screw it.
Well,
if you want to run them through, go ahead. But if it's annoying, just leave them and I'll hand bomb them onto a truck.
There's the 2 big plants up in Kitimat, right? There's LNG Canada, and then there's like Rio Tinto right next to it.
Yeah, totally. Rio Tinto.
I did a bit of work up at the LNG Canada site for a while.
Oh, cool. What'd you do up there?
I was just doing security for them.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, were you there last March?
No, I was there like when they, around when they first got shut down for COVID, like when the whole project shut down.
Yeah.
That's when I was there, and that is why I stopped working there, because I got smacked with the COVID layoff. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no, that would have been this March, this past.
This
March and April.
What group did you work for? A security guard or something?
It was I don't know what it is now, but it was Scarlet at the time.
Oh, Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Yeah, I think they changed their name. I did security for like, I'm still licensed. I did it for like freaking probably 12 years. And
yeah, I've still got my license. I don't do it now.
No, I don't do it either. I'm doing one festival this summer that just mostly because it's a community thing and it's a lot of people I know that wanted help with it. So that's about as far as I'm going with that.
Honestly, yeah, that's kind of why I'm just keeping mine, just in case like a festival pops up and I'm like, oh, I want to go work
that was the fun security doing that stuff, man. It's so much fun.
Oh yeah, festivals are the best.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All I'll say is that the security at LNG Canada was like kind of a joke.
Mm-hmm. Always is. All it is a contractor that gets in over their head, right? They just want the money.
Yeah, well, like I'd be like doing the night patrols or whatever. So I'd like go out in the truck and drive around.
Yeah.
And I'd find like obvious tire tracks around the unmanned gate and like fence cuts and stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm like reporting all this, and my boss, literally, I shit you not, my supervisor one time was like, stop reporting this stuff.
Yeah, we
like,
don't care.
Like, stop finding it.
Yeah, they just don't care.
Because I guess they're like, why is this guy who has been on the project for a month filing all these incident reports, but these guys who have been here for like 6 months to a year aren't finding anything?
Because they know better, I guess. They just sit there and don't care.
Yeah, they just sit in they just know to sit in the guard shack all night and watch Netflix or whatever, right?
Let me go bring myself a truck here.
Go bust the parties and get all the good stuff.
Yeah, right. 100%.
Not reported. It's all there. No.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks because, you sometimes you just want to do the job proper, but then, everybody gets to that point where they're just like, oh, well, nobody cares, so don't even bother. And you're like, oh, all right, well, I guess I just won't do my job then. That sounds good. We're all just here to make money. Nobody's here to actually do anything like work or anything, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, all right.
I guess, but man, like, I guess those guys, they're the type of people that are able to sit in a guard shack for 12 and a half hours.
Yeah, I can't do it,
man. I was going absolutely crazy.
I mean, if you're making like ridiculous money, I guess so. But honestly, even doing that kind of work, like, it's not crazy money. Like, I didn't. Yeah, find
honestly, anyway. I made more working local, like more per hour.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I made more camp rotations because like I guess more net, you could say, because you're doing 14 days straight of 13s.
Right.
And you're also not spending any money while you're up there.
Oh, that's true. So you just kind of. How was the camp? Was it alright or was it kind of crappy?
The camp at LNG Canada is pretty Gucci, man. Not gonna lie.
Well, they want people to be able to stay there and not be like, this place is a shithole, and leave, right? So I get it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm gonna steal all your good trees here, Evan, the big ones.
Last camp I was in last winter, I probably gained 40 pounds.
They fed you good, hey?
Oh, Christmas dinner was steak and lobster. I didn't stay for it.
Oh, yeah, damn.
I figured the big fat man set it up like that because he knew 90% of the crew would go home.
Yeah.
More lobster for him.
Yeah, probably.
By the fat man, I mean the boss.
Yeah.
Oh, he was huge, that guy. He wasn't missing meals.
That's funny, eh? Yeah, you meet them all in those places.
Oh, what's funny is all the crews I worked for in Alberta those 2 years I was there.
Oh, yeah.
90% of the crew was from back east.
Huh.
Like Newfoundland, Ontario, EI. Yeah, it seemed like maybe 1 out of 10 guys would be an actual Albertan.
That's funny, eh?
Yeah.
Small world.
Couple BC guys. Yeah.
I know up in Kitimat there was a lot of East Coasters in the camp.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Well, it's big bucks. I mean, if you look at their minimum wage over there, like they make crap there. It's brutal. Oops.
Oh, do they? I've never looked.
Yeah, their minimum wage is like it's like $9 an hour or something. It's ridiculous. So anytime they see opportunities to make some skrill, they're like, oh yeah, no, we're going there.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Get the bread, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm penciling longs, but they're dead, so we can get away with it. A little bit of pressure. Oh,
how much do you guys get, like harvesting wise?
What's that?
Like wood harvesting, how much?
Oh, like hourly rates and stuff?
Yeah, or annually, whatever.
I don't know. Like this was like last summer when I was doing stuff. It was like processor operator in the bush was making anywhere from 27 to 33 depending on your experience.
Really?
Working in a sort yard here, it's about 32, 33. Unless you're brand new, then sometimes they start you around 28 or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah,
really,
pretty well anyone around me here with my experience makes about 35 up.
Yeah, Maverick, like guys who have been doing it for a long time. But you drive truck too, like you got a lot of skill.
Yeah.
And you can run damn near anything.
But yeah, if I go run logging equipment, it's about 35 plus.
Yeah.
Even here in BC.
Which is okay, but it's not like it should be higher in my opinion. But like I think you guys should be like $40 an hour at least, based on what you have to put up with.
At 35, I'm still only making $7 an hour less than my brother-in-law as a mill rate.
Yeah, well,
And I clear more in a paycheck because I get overtime. Well, I get more overtime.
Yeah, you get more hours, right? Yeah.
Well, we were, so on the wheeled harvesters, we were 62,000 a year.
Oh, okay. So salary-wise, yeah. And then you got to look at, where are you, sorry, again?
Scotland.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, your economy versus your currency to ours or anything, but I know guys in the States that were making like 60 grand. To us, that's like 75, 80 to us because of the exchange rate on the dollar and stuff, but
yeah.
I don't know what's your guys' currency there? Is it like the pound or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like, in Canadian dollars, I think it's around about 80,000 or something.
Oh, okay.
I know by the time I get
that's what I would have guessed, like from 80 to 90 somewhere.
Yeah.
Last year with minimal breakup, I made, what's that, 30, 60, 70. I made about 85,000 last year.
Well, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's really good.
And there wasn't much of a breakup last year.
I didn't take a breakup. No, I did that trucking for a little while with that buddy of mine, and then I came right back to BC and jumped in another truck.
I know that the guys that work for like the government and stuff, like they're lower, but I mean, like what we usually do is like just thinning for like lords and barons and things like that, because there's a lot of guys that privately own the land.
Right.
And they obviously pay like top dollar for.
Good enough. You can take that load there. Good enough.
So
next,
anybody else ever have a problem where you cut the tree and like it falls through the buncher, but the limbs still stay attached, but there's no trunk part?
Oh yeah, totally. That's if you cut them too high. Like you cut it high up.
Yeah, I cut it low, but it like slid through the buncher. I don't know if it had like a frame
and it keeps cutting, like it slipped through a side or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you sometimes get it on the front or something, but I've never had it go like through the buncher, but because that plate's pretty solid underneath, but it could slide off to the side or something. God knows. And in multiplayer, like ghostly stuff happens that doesn't happen in single player. Like it's crazy.
Right.
And then my personal, and I don't know, but it's a theory that we've always come up with since we started playing this game, was that I think in multiplayer they dumb down the physics a teeny bit so that everybody doesn't have to synchronize so heavily.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's what goes on. Because the physics act absolutely asinine sometimes in multiplayer, and then I'll go into single player, or I'll have an issue in multiplayer where everybody's like, oh my god, the thing's doing this, it's so freaking brutal, and I'm like, yeah, that's, totally, okay, and then I go single player and it doesn't do it, and I'm like, why though? Like, why wouldn't it? This makes no sense.
Hey, This is the first time I've ever seen the limbs stay
I've
tree form, but no trunk.
Yeah, totally.
They're not attached to anything. They're just kind of floating.
Well, and what happens sometimes is the script glitches out, like the cutting script. So when you're cutting, it'll take a huge chunk out of the tree, like it'll just delete it, and then it'll leave the limbs behind, but the actual limb or the trunk will just like be vanished, right?
That's kind of what it seemed like.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell. It's just we're doing stuff with this game that we're not really supposed to be doing. It wasn't designed to do a lot of the stuff that we're abusing it with the bunchers and stuff. But we're trying to force it, force it to be how we want it. I'm gonna get that little one out of there.
That's what we do.
Yeah. I'm really excited for this next update though, because I fixed a whole pile of stuff that. Oh, sorry, Evan. I'll get out of your way here, buddy. Oop, there you go. You're good. Fixed a whole pile of stuff with the grapples and just balance. And, it's just so much better. And it's even better than the version I was letting you play with there, Maverick. I changed more stuff and found cool
I have to ask, why did you make that power clamp with all those crossbars that don't, you know what I mean?
The crossbars? Oh, it's just one design that some people have been pissing me off about making, and I just really wanted it. What were you?
Because it works good.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of seems odd that the crossbars aren't there in the grapple because it goes right through them.
Oh, it should be solid, isn't it? Oh, you mean when you close it, it clips through it? I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So I have two options to fix that, and that was why I gave you guys the beta one too. So either I can make it so it closes on the tip, like so that it doesn't close shut. Yeah. But then you can't pick up logs very well. It'll be pretty tricky, I think. So you'll have to balance them. But I don't know. I don't know what to do, what the best method is.
I mean, I'm trying it out. Why do you have the cross sections there?
Oh, I just wanted it to look different because it's the exact same model as this like thumb clam. But I just wanted it to look like that style because a whole bunch of people have been sending me pictures of one with the crossbars all the way through, and they love it, right? And I was like, okay, well, I could do something different with the model just so it doesn't look exactly the same as this one. But
of a model, but not a real thing, because I'd like to know how they could have a real model or a real machine that would cross over like that. Either the bars would have to be spaced so that.
Oh yeah, it can't cross over.
No, the ones cross over that high.
The ones they sent me in real life, like those, that is a real grapple. Rotobeck makes it. But the ones in real life, they stop right on the tips. Like, that's the close range. It just goes, and it stops there. So I'm going to probably experiment with it a bit to try to make it so it stops. But I think it'll be hard to pick stuff up. But I guess if you're grabbing big clam...
It works good. It just
looks ridiculous because it shouldn't go through.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, my OCD shit. That.
Yeah. No, I know exactly.
I'm using it right now. Those pictures I sent of my little... That's the grapple I'm using, and it's working good. Everything's working good.
I just think if we make it so it doesn't close more, then you're going to just drop trees like mad. Unless you get a full grapple every time, you're going to be dropping them all over the place.
Yeah.
Unless I put a thumb on it or something, but...
Well, you could... Well, it's not wide. Yeah, it is wide enough. You could probably go to the old pulp grapple style where they have that big chain.
I know. I want to build... I've tried to build that chain, but, like... When you do it, it gets under the logs, like it glitches through.
Oh, yeah.
So then when you go to dump, the logs pop out on top of the chain, and then it's like,
then you can't get rid of them.
Yeah, and you can't get it out of there.
I could see the amount of physics Giants would
it's just not perfect.
Have a heyday with.
Oh, yeah, it's just not, it's far from perfect, right? But yeah, super annoying. Because I was like, I made that in FS19 with the chain on that Libera, because the Liberas in real life do have that chain so that they don't slide. And they just go and pop through the top, and it's just like, oh, that's not how that works at all. And if you make the physics, the collisions have to be a certain size. Like if you make them too small, they start to pop through other collisions. Like if they're too thin, so there's a certain ratio. Even when I was making the molly on that B train there. It had to be a certain thickness on the physics, because if I made the physics too thin, like the bar too thin, it would just not, like, the physics wouldn't load. So you'd go to grab it, and it was just like you're grabbing air. It wouldn't actually load it. It was so stupid.
That works pretty slick. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good, eh? I like that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually get a grip on it the first time, not like the couple other game similar ones that have had mollies like that were solid. And
well, the solid ones are stupid because it doesn't swing either, right?
Yeah,
because in real life, well, you know, you can maneuver it too with that molly. Like you can kind of take a little bit of tension off a little bit and have it settle into the bunk better.
Yeah.
In real life, obviously, that's way easier. But if you do a solid one in the game, it's just like you're moving around a giant solid brick, and it just you've got no movement. Hey, Fair, are those tops going into your cab at all, or are you all good?
Nope, you're good.
Okay, as long as you can turn, that's all that matters.
I think pretty much anything you put on now is going to be going above the rack.
Okay,
anyways,
good.
So.
I didn't realize. I don't know if you knew that either, Maverick, but like guys, I was watching a bunch of videos on TikTok of just people loading long loggers and stuff. They'll load up to the top of the headache rack, like low, and then they actually like overhang up like the top part. Like once they get above the headache rack, they actually start stacking the logs so they stick out almost over top of the headache rack. It looks so weird.
Is that like here in BC?
Yeah.
Or is that like
look at some of the old coastal logging pictures of the big Pacifics and
yeah, like those freaking haze trucks or whatever they are.
Yeah, they had a ton of wood over the cab.
But like
my question
it looks
is
like
though,
it looks like a step. Like it looks really weird.
My question would be though, can you go on highway like that, or is that
I don't know.
off highway?
No, that's all off highway stuff.
That's maybe that's why. Because some of the videos were BC and some of them were Alberta.
There's a guy I follow on Instagram, the island here up in Campbell River, a company. They're running. They have a couple of those Hayes HDX trucks.
Yeah.
And he posted a video of a 130-ton load.
Oh jeez.
It was like twice the size of the truck and hanging out in the cab. It was absolutely ridiculous.
That's a bit of wood, yeah. You can just take that load. I'll let him build a pile here, so I'm not stealing all his pile. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was neat because I didn't think he could do that, but I guess there's really no harm in it if it's not hitting the cab. Then who cares, right?
Well, them big Hayes and that, they had a huge
that metal beam or whatever that stuck out
plate over the cab. Yeah, a lot of times that was a water tank too. The whole headache rack and
the
cab would be a water tank for their water cooled brakes.
Yeah, you just open the valves when you're headed down and hope that you get to the bottom before the water runs out.
Yeah.
Small world, hey?
What I wouldn't give to drive one of those things at least
I'd
in my life, man.
I got to play around in one, but not loaded. Just I was renting land outside of Hope to build log homes. And there was an old
I'm hoping one day I can get into the log hauling. I'm just starting the class 1 journey now.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Victoria.
Oh, Victoria. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm starting with Gordon Foods because they're going to pay for my.
Oh, okay. As I say, it's expensive to get a license now.
It's like 15 grand, man.
That's crazy.
It's 140 hours.
Yeah, you gotta do the schooling stuff or whatever.
And you need to use the driving school's truck. You cannot use your own truck or a company truck.
Man, that's crazy.
For it. And I don't know, I just think it's a little ridiculous now because, like, say you're getting your class 1 to get into, I don't know, like doing a dump truck with a pop or low bedding or log hauling or whatever. But you know what you're going to learn on? A dry van 53 footer, and that's all you're going to learn on.
Yeah, right.
Even though you might never own a dry van in your life, that's what you need to learn on.
It's so crazy.
So, just out of curiosity, I don't know if they have this. So there's a law down here, supposedly. I've never really looked into it, but I've heard of people talk about it. But you can go work for a big rig towing company, and if they pay for, like to get your CDL and that kind of stuff, they can sign off on your paperwork after so many hours.
Oh, that's cool.
You have to do the whole class, and you don't have to take all the crap. Apparently they figured if you can drive a giant tow truck and then tow a,
they figured good enough you have experience. They're like, yeah, you know what you're doing. It's cool.
Right. Some emergency authorization.
As far as I know, for the melt, you gotta, no matter what you're driving, if it's a class 1 truck, you gotta do the melt, full stop kind of deal.
And I got all my licenses at the right time.
Yeah, right. That's what some guys said. They got it like the year before that came out, and they're like,
Well, I'm really kicking myself now because I've been thinking about getting my class 1 for use, but I just never really like pulled the trigger on it.
Okay.
But I wish I pulled the trigger on it before they came out with the whole new
the new laws and BS. Yeah.
Nope. And all I had to do was get my air brakes endorsement, go to ICB or motor vehicles, write my learners, drive around for a minimum of 30 days, and then go back and register for my road test.
That's crazy, huh?
The same way when I got my license as a kid. Went in and did a $7 knowledge test.
$7.
Then drove around for $7, and it was 30 days. You had to have 30 days experience before you could do your road test.
That's it, eh?
So you would do your learner's license, and if you passed, you would schedule your road test for 31 days from that date.
I know they're all bitching. All these people are bitching, saying, "Okay, well, if you're going to do this, then all the current drivers on the road need to go back and do the test over." And it's like, yeah, you think that's going to happen? You're going to run out of drivers real quick. Everybody's just going to retire and say, "F you, buddy."
Well, dude, they're already running out of drivers
because
nobody wants to do this course, and no companies want to pay $15,000 per driver
to test somebody out or to get them the license, and then have them quit for somewhere else, right?
Yeah. Well, the only reason that I think GFS is paying for it is because you're doing restaurant deliveries, dollying stuff off the back of the trailer all day, which nobody wants to do. But I'm gonna huff that. If I can huff that out for 3 years, then I'm free and clear with a class 1.
Yeah, and then you get your. You can go do whatever you want. Yeah.
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 So
I would take that.
You guys would actually probably be good. You guys would probably be good guys to ask, actually, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So if I'm like a 3-year class 1 driver and all I've done is local dry van stuff, will any logging companies look at me, or are they going to tell me to kick rocks?
Oh, no, they'll look at you. They'll, depending on where you're hauling and what you're hauling.
You should see the guys they hire up here.
No, most of it'll start off your experience and then how much mountain.
That's
always
true
the question
too.
asked, because mountains involve hills, chains, stuff like that in the wintertime.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry there, Evan.
But
my bad, buddy.
And you're where on the island? Oh, you shouldn't have no problem.
I'm in Victoria, so South Island.
Yeah, you should have no problem.
I mean, I wouldn't be like locked to there though.
Here.
Like I'd go
get rid of
up
these
island or mainland or interior for log hauling. That's where it took me.
Yeah. No, as long as you got the driver's license and some mountain or even winter experience, that's a start.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think you'll do all right as a trucker these days. Guys will hire, especially up here right now. Oh my god, they'll hire anybody.
Crazy.
Some of them they really shouldn't, but there's not a lot of options, I don't think, for them up here.
No. Do you want to push the top of that pile over and kind of straighten it up?
Yeah, I'm just crushing out all these stumps that keep. That's why the pile's going to shit. There's just these stupid little stumps that are in the ground here that are holding it up. I think I got them all. I'm gonna push here. See what happens.
All right.
Oh man, I have to
started getting spread out.
If I miss any, we're gonna see them. Don't worry.
Is friggin' awesome.
The what is?
Bargain mods, whatever. The new processing scripting.
Yeah.